All right, good afternoon. I'm just going to go over my quick outlook for the week. We have a 4-hour chart here with all the wicks taken off just to look at balance of candle bodies. ICT talks about candle bodies telling the story. Wicks do the damage. So I like to look at that here and there just to get a baseline for where we're at. This is the 4-hour chart. And so we'll start off where we made this huge BISI. And if I drag a fib over here, we come all the way back down into this little golden area. All right, and boom, tag about 50% between those two, and then we start working our way up. From there, we created this channel. Looking at retail, what do we like? What do we look for in retail? We look for retail traps, false trend lines. Okay, comes up, breakout, but then what do? We slowly work our way back up, and we're coming right back up to this trend line. So we'll just get rid of this. This does not look like a change in the state of delivery to me on a higher time frame. Let's go and put our custom candle colors on. Get rid of that. Boom. Now we're back. Okay, so we have a nice fib retracement. 4-hour broke the trend line, then worked its way up, running some sell side liquidity. We have this new week opening gap, and then we have a daily fair value gap that we've come through, held 50%, false breakout, come all the way down, wicks do some damage way below, and then work our way up, and again 50% holding, and now we've closed out of it again. I would like to see this form an inverse fair value gap, so we'll take a look at that real quick. All right, let's go to our 5 o'clock points of interest, and here we go. We have a 5 a.m. fair value gap. I like to see us close above that. I like to see the week actually open and look to run this high, as we have a stack of 5 o'clock highs right here in a 5 o'clock fair value gap. So I'd like to see 5 p.m. close above this. Again, hopefully we get an opening where we make some sort of small retracement down, maybe to the top of this, or this close, this high, previous high, and then continue up. Ideal, we'll see what the market gives us. Okay, moving over here to the daily. Balances, we had some gaps in here. Balance, immediate rebalance, and moving higher. And we've closed out of that daily fair value gap. The fact that we did not close completely above this candle, there is a possibility that we don't retrace that much. Again, I'd like to see some inverse fair value gap action take place and us move down into here possibly. Maybe opening, buy side, sell side, higher. Okay, that would be ideal. And let's just get on to the weekly. I talked about this on Twitter. Here we had a couple scenarios. We could have taken this high out and completely rejected and displaced lower, which we did not. We rebalanced this BISI that we created the week before, came back here, candle body held. Okay, we're not closing down below here, and now we've worked our way up. We could take a measurement of this. Let's just go for the cleanness of this. Let's take a measurement of this candle, of where we've closed so far. Okay, so this week closed above 50% of this candle body. And then we have the next week closing into the top half of this candle body and looking for this week to break out all-time highs. All right, 5-minute chart. Let's go back to over here. So we have our new week opening gap down here. We do have a devil's mark that's sitting right down here. And then we have kind of this fair value gap holding on the 5-minute. If we get back down to this fair value gap, that almost puts us back at this previous high. That would also be a nice rejection point. Again, we might not get that. Looking at the ranges, as far as the central time peeps go that like using TCM ranges, here's our London close. This range, the high has been ran. Okay, it's been ran twice. And we haven't had any displacement down. This hasn't been ran at all. This was a nice overnight range where we get the run of the low and then we continue higher. Asia gets ran by overnight. Some nice stuff going on last Friday. This is where I'd be looking for some sort of retracement at some point for Sunday, Monday. That also fits in here with a 1-hour fair value gap. New week opening gap fits in here with 1-hour order block. Okay. And then we also get that as well in here. So 4-hour could rebalance and then work its way higher. We've had a lot of overlap and rebalancing through the holidays. This is normal. Always got to be careful during that time. But overall bias is bullish for now until proven otherwise. Let's go back to the weekly. Okay, there's an old video from ICT that says to look at the weekly chart and look at EMAs. And if the EMAs are stacked and it's showing bullish, we do not hunt shorts until the weekly proves to be short. All right. So if I go to NQ, continuous, and we go to the previous couple years, 2021, where we started our short run, okay, we have a change in the EMAs. 2022 model, fair value gap, create this, consolidate, displace lower, okay, below this intermediate term low, come back up into the fair value gap, and look what we have. We have a changing of the EMAs where we are looking for shorts. 2023 EMAs have switched over once again, and everything is holding and giving us great entries for longs. Okay, so as long as these EMAs are stacked and we keep holding these trend lines, and I challenge you to go find that video. It's one of ICT's early videos. He talks about it with higher time frame regards to monthly outlook and weekly outlook. It's in there. This is why I'm constantly hunting longs. All right. Boom, clear that. Okay. Real quick, back to 4 hour. We got our 5 o'clock points of interest marked, and we're ready to rock and roll for today. So I hope you guys have a good week. I hope that this stuff is helpful for you. Again, if you have questions about the 4 hour time theory, this stuff happens over and over and over again and repeats daily. And you can go back test it, you can forward test it. It's proven. It's a time cycle, and these same time frames delivered to each other constantly, giving you plenty of great setups. All right. Have a great week. Have a great trading week, and we'll talk to you later, fam.